Well, good morning, friends. Welcome again to another episode of the J Talk Morning Show. It's good to be with you right here. And this will be going on other platforms as well and other pages. So if you're watching me from the Facebook page, welcome. If you're watching me from it's a pre-recorded and it's put onto YouTube channel and my other pages and our website, welcome. So I'm going to be repurposing this video to go on other platforms. But what a great place to start by going live with you on Facebook on both my personal page as well as the Man Mastery Club page. And I should have added the Golf Impact page too, so I'll probably share it over to that one. So got a lot of things going on. I love coming on live with you when I can. You know, once upon a time I was doing it every day. But life sometimes changes and we get busy and things like that. But I am so happy to be with you today and hopefully be able to do this at least once a week. So today is that day for this week. So welcome. So today we're going to talk about Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey's got an incredible program. He's an author. You may have heard about the Stephen Covey leadership development programs and things like this, and great programs out there. You know, managerial programs teaching managers how to lead and manage and conflict resolution. All these Stephen Covey Institute. But Stephen Covey had said this a long time ago. He stated that there are 10 things that you must give up in order for you to be able to move forward. Now, so many times we're holding on to so much in our life. We just can't seem to let go of these things in our life that are actually keeping us from advancing, from moving forward. Now, you know, on my talks, on everything I do, it's always talking, you know, everything I talk about relates in our personal life and our professional life. It relates to our relationships, you know, both personal and professionally. It also relates to our leadership, both personal and professionally. In other words, self-leadership and leading others. So everything I do, everything I speak on always correlates with life, love, and leadership. That's my three areas that I focus on: life, love, and leadership. And everything I teach, speak, and coach on is in regards to increasing your influence and your opportunities in those areas, in your life, in love, and in leadership. So giving up things that we should be giving up rather than holding on to is going to help us to grow in those areas, those three areas of life, love, and leadership. So I want to touch base with you. I think it's a fantastic thing. My friend Dave Gamble actually had posted this earlier and he shared it, and I went through and found the additional resource on this. So I thought this is a really great thing to share with folks. What are the 10 things that we must give up in order that we may move forward? So I'm going to go over those with you. If you've got pen and paper, you got a few moments with me, definitely take notes. If not, come back and review the video in the future and take the notes then. So good morning, friends. Good morning. Okay, so real quick, I accidentally touched that. I don't know why I touched that. I was trying to scroll. Okay, so real quick, let's check our social media. Let's see who we got on Facebook. Anybody's on live right now. Let's see here. It's pulling up very slowly. Internet's not what it used to be anymore. Plus, I probably need to get a new device too. I'm using my tablet and I'm using my iPhone actually to do the recordings. So, you know, I always talk about if you want to do live videos, you got it right in your hands. Start doing live videos. Start teaching. Share your influence with others around you. All right. Okay. So here we go. And I love also how if you can't listen, there's a captioning below so you can read that. All right, let's start off with the number one thing that we need to let go of, that we must give up in order for us to move forward and advance in our life, love, and leadership. It's this thing here. It's called letting the opinions of others control your life. Letting the opinions of others to control your life. How many of us have allowed the opinions of others to become our reality? I love what Les Brown said. Never allow someone else's opinion of you become your reality. He actually learned that from a professor, a teacher, who asked him to speak, and he was he was not a student at that class. He was with a friend, and the professor asked him asked him a question, and he said, "You young man, answer this question." And Les didn't want to, right? Because he felt that he couldn't do it. He felt he was not smart enough. He felt that he was unintelligibly retarded. Is what it was. Unintelligibly retarded. He could not answer the question. You see, he believed in the lie, the opinions of others, and that became his reality. How many of you have allowed the opinions of others to become your reality? I would go a step further. How many of you are allowing the perceived opinion of someone else to become your reality? No one can create the life for you that you do truly desire than you can if you believe in yourself. And I always say this, if you don't believe enough in your abilities and your capabilities, believe in my belief in you, because I know for a fact that you can achieve whatever it is you desire to achieve. But sometimes you do need people to believe in you just long enough for you to believe in yourself. So don't allow the opinions of others control your life. It's not what others think. It's what you think about yourself that counts, that matters. You have to do exactly what is best for you in your life, not what is best for everyone else. Now, I'm a person who loves to serve people. I love to serve people. I love helping people overcome certain challenges, obstacles in their life. I like helping them kind of strategize, come up with a game plan, not give them the answers, but help them discover the answers. Because when you do that, when you can help people discover the answers that's already within them, they take ownership and they take pride in that. And that will help them succeed much further than you just give them the answer. Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Let them think through the challenge. You may have the answer for them. Chances are, most likely, you're going to have an answer for their problem. You're going to have a solution. But how much greater is it that the other individual, the other person you're trying to serve and help, can come up with that solution on their own? Don't share the solution. You know, Katrina and I were just talking about leadership, and I've got an opportunity to take on some leadership that I'm still weighing if I want to take that opportunity or not, because it's going to require a great change in our life. And so, and the other things I'm doing. So I've got to weigh that option, but I know my influence could increase if I take this position. If I take this position. I am an influencer. I influence people daily. I influence our leaders even. But this would open up an opportunity for me to expand my influence. So I'm weighing that option. But people will, we need to be able to serve others and helping others. And Katrina and I were talking about a leadership issue. And I said, here's what we got to do. Here's what or someone should do. I'm not going to mention names, but what they need to do is stop giving the answers. Stop being the problem solver all the time and ask the person, well, what do you think would be a better way to do this? You know, because what I know is anytime somebody has a problem, they also have solutions. They may have 2 or 3 solutions. They always know that there can be a better way. If somebody is in your midst and they're always complaining and whining about the way things are done, that means they have an idea of how they think it should be done. So open up the opportunity to dialogue that, listen to them, because what I know is that people are willing to go much further with you if you are willing to listen to them. As leaders, we should be doing more listening and less talking. And the only talking we do is asking questions and confirming. Ask questions and confirm. Now that's a topic for a totally different time, and I'd love to share with you more about that, how we can actually influence people in our midst by talking less. Okay? So, good morning, Jerry. Thank you for joining me. Steve, good morning to you, my friends. Good to see you. And David, good morning, my friends. Good morning, my friends. Hey, Jerry, I saw we shared this. Thank you so much for sharing this. So do like and share this if you would like. And let's get this out. So, okay, so that's number one. Number one is don't let the opinions of others, control your life. But like I said, I love the way that Les Brown said it. Now, we're going through Stephen Covey. Now, number two. Now, we got 10 things to go. So I'm going to try to limit my my expansion of each of these points, but and get to the point. But so, okay, number 2. These are some of the things we have to give up. And I have to give this up. You have to give this up. The shame of our past failures, the shame. How many of you right now, you still remember, you still reminisce, you still beat yourself up over your past? I've done it. I've made apologies and then went back and apologized again and again and again. It's like, okay, well, we'll do. Step back and realize that your mistakes were made. Yes. Did you learn from them? Did you learn from your mistakes? Did you learn from me? I always say that, the first mistake we make, okay, the first failure, the first bomb we drop, whatever, is a mistake. It's a mistake. Maybe it's based on poor decision, poor information, just poor initiatives, but we make a mistake. Maybe even poor integrity, lack of. We made a mistake. But did we learn from that? It's a mistake. But if we go back and repeat that mistake 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, it's no longer a mistake. It is a failure on your part. It's negligence is what it is. It's negligence. Okay? So the shame of past failures. Your past should not equal your future. And all that matters is what you do right now. Now, I always like to say, and many of you have heard me say this, and I will say this to my dying day, and it'll be quoted in my books, is the fact that we need to learn from the past, live in the present, lean into the future. You can't lean forward if you're leaning back. And if you're looking at the past and regrets, then you're leaning backwards. You're not leaning forward. And I would also say this. If you have people in your midst, in your circles, in your spheres of influence, that are also keeping you held to your past mistakes, they're in the wrong circles. As a matter of fact, you have the wrong people in your circles. You see, we build our circles, and we are the ones who invite people into our spheres of influence. And so, if you have somebody in your sphere of influence that is constantly reminding you of your past mistakes, of your past failures, this person does not have your future in mind. They don't have your well-being in mind. They don't have your success in mind. They want to keep you held in the past. Now, they do that because they want to keep you in the past for their own reasons. One is, if you succeed, that means that they fail even greater because they're not doing anything to move forward. People like to keep people in the muck. The Dream Giver is a book I would recommend everyone to read, and it talks about living into your purpose and overcoming those challenges, and the naysayers and the people who want to hold you back in the land of comfort, in the land of easy, the land of the comfort zone. You got to stretch out. Sometimes leaving the comfort zone means you're leaving people behind. You're leaving people behind to grow. So the shame of our past failures, we got to get past those, my friends. We've all made mistakes. I've made some major mistakes in my life, in many areas, financially, spiritually, relationally, that affected my life and affected the lives of others. But as long as you continue to go back there and wallow in that guilt, you're never going to be able to move forward. So you've got to let go of that, my friend, because I'll be honest with you. If you're wallowing in the past, you're not serving anybody in the present, nor are you helping yourself and others for the future. So you've got to get past the past. Okay? So that's number 2. Got to give that up. Give up the shame. Number three after my Java. Number 3 is being indecisive. I know so many people, they can't make a decision. That even after everything is laid out in front of them, I don't know if that's the right decision, or well, I've got options. Great, you have options. You know what? I have to make a decision right now based on what I just said earlier. I've got to make some decisions, but I'm going at this, very critical thinking. I'm doing strategy thinking, strategically, and calculated risk. I'm calculating all the risks that go with it. So I have to make decisions based on information I'm gathering and continue to gather. And then I got to make a decision. That's it. I have to make a decision. And once you make a decision, boom, you got to stick. Okay, being indecisive about what you want. That's number 3. You'll never leave where you are until you decide where you would rather be. Where would you rather be? Paint me a picture. Paint yourself a picture. Write it out on paper. This is my growth plan. This is my vision board. This is what I want to achieve in life, both personally, spiritually, financially, with my relationships, professionally. Well, in those areas, those categories, what do you want to achieve? Then you've got to start making decisions upon the choices that are offered that you seek out. And you make a decision, you move forward. Now, it could be the best decision. It could be the wrong decision. But you've got to make a decision. And then you start making it and building it on the way. You've got to move forward. The decision to win a race is always to kick off on the chalk blocks. You got to go. You never, ever reach the finish line. You never get to go across the finish line and throw your arms up in the air and say, I made it. I made it. I accomplished this goal. We just finished the Olympics. Every Olympian track run. Now, I mentioned track because I was a track guy in high school, and I was the runner in the military too. I loved to carry that big, giant battalion color flags. We call them colors, and I'd run. Man, that'd wear you out. But I love to run, and you never look at the goal as the start point. You've got to start here, but you keep the goal in mind. You keep the goal. You'll never reach there if you don't start here. So you got to start now. You got to make a decision. Make a decision to figure out what you want and then pursue that with passion, with great passion. If you've never read the book, Think and Grow Rich, and it's not about getting rich financially, because I will tell you this, it's not just about financial richness. It's about personal enrichment. It's about spiritual enrichment. It's about becoming the very best version who you can become and who you were designed to become that you can. And so the finances come later. People always worry about making more money, make more money. I tell you what, make a better life, provide something that people can use that serve people, the money will come. Don't focus on the finances. Don't focus on the money. Do what you've got to do that's going to add value to the lives of others, right? So don't focus on the money, but make a decision. You've got to make a decision. But the book, Think and Grow Rich, great book. Napoleon Hill, go in there. He talks about having a white hot burning desire. If you don't have desire to achieve, you will fizzle out quickly. You've got to maintain that fire. Now, here's the thing about fire. You've also got to go back every once in a while. You got to refuel that fire, because if you don't, you're going to cool off. You've experienced it. I've experienced it. We've all experienced it. We're passionate. We're excited about something. But if you don't stay with it, you'll start to fizzle out. Okay. And then other things will start coming in, and then you'll forget about this. And then later down the years, you go back to number 2 and have a shame of the past failure. Say, I should have, would have, could have then, instead of wishing I was now. So, all right. Number four. Good morning, friends. Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. Number 4 is procrastinating, the big P word, right? Procrastinating on the goals that matter to you. I have a mantra that I have adopted from, actually, I'm wearing the hat again today. I wear this hat all the time when I'm at home. I've got many hats, actually, ball caps. It's called TCB in a flash, taking care of business in a flash. And sometimes I got to remind myself, I need to jump on this now. When approached with an issue, boom, you got to jump on it now. When approached with an opportunity, boom, you got to jump on it now. Because here's what I know. Opportunities are open to the world. And if you aren't the one that's ready to make a quick decision, stop procrastinating, jump in there on that opportunity, you're going to miss out. And then you're going to be shoulda, woulda, couldas all over yourself again, right? Like Tony Robbins says. So you got to stop procrastinating on the goals that matter to you, and determine what the goals are. What are your goals? If you don't have goals, then you don't have a future. You are a success void. You want to have goals. You want to have them written out. You want to share them with someone for accountability. You want to share them with somebody that can help you achieve those goals. That matters big time. Okay, we've been on about 20 minutes. I'm going to get through this. Procrastinating. There are 2 primary choices in life: to accept conditions as they exist, or accept responsibility for changing those conditions. The other thing is on procrastinating is the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. How many have heard that, right? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I put off music for a long time, mainly because of number one point, I allowed the opinions of somebody else to dictate my future. So I quit music. I quit playing. I sold my equipment. I just quit performing. And it was one of the things that I was the most passionate about. But I allowed somebody in my life to kill that passion. And so for many years, I didn't. I mean, yeah, I'd sing around, I'd goof around or whatever, but I would never perform until somebody brought it up for an event, said, hey, didn't you used to? I said, yeah. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Got some more stuff, got the music. I performed. And as soon as I did, that passion reignited itself. I had lost so many years, but someone came along and believed in me and asked me to do this, and it was reignited. And now that's why I love to perform. I don't do it as often as I would like to, because as you get older, you have a lot of responsibilities and goes. But it is something I love to do. And most of you that's watching, I do Elvis tribute artist, but I do other things and other types of music. And so I'm now also learning, and I need to get back on the course, but how to become a recording engineer. I'm taking a course on that because I've got equipment. I want to record music, mine and our son. It's basically our family. I'm not going to go into a commercial aspect of it, as a business, but those are dreams that I failed to follow through with because somebody else killed my passion. Okay. So when's the best time to do it? Now is the best time to do it. My friend Chris Baker always loves to repeat what I say all the time. And it's, when is the best time to do it? I always like to say, when is now the best time to do what it is you want to do? Procrastination is the killer of all future success. It is the killer of all possibilities. And it's also, procrastination is the killer of the service that you can provide to somebody in great need. And trust me, you may think, well, I don't have anything to offer. I don't have any special skills, abilities, talents. I don't know, this or that. And, the truth is, there's somebody out there in the world that wants to know and needs to know what you already know. And to them, you would be the expert. To them, you're the expert. So you know stuff that people need. Identify what that is. Well, what are you passionate about? What are you very knowledgeable in? You don't have to be the expert academically, but do you know what you know? And do other people have a need to know what you know? Then you can share that. Number 5, choosing to do nothing. You got to give that up. Choosing to do nothing. Say, well, okay, I'm just not going to do anything. No, you've got to do something. Choosing to do nothing. You don't get to choose how you are going to die or when, right? You don't get to choose that. You can only decide how you're going to live right now. Every day is a new chance to make a choice. I had a young friend here a few days ago. Actually, it was a week ago. My friend David came over and had some questions about programs, Kajabi and getting courses online and what did that system look like. So we spent 3 hours together looking at developing the courses that he wants to do. And he said this, we all have to get up every day and make choices. We all have choices to make every single day. And so the question is, what choices are you going to make, And it was great to hear David say that because he's living into his purpose. He's seeking and he's doing something and he's being proactive by finding out, going to other people, asking questions. Here's what I know. If you're afraid to ask questions, then you're afraid of success. If you don't ask questions, I'll tell you the answer every time. The answer will always be no. So never be afraid to ask questions. Asking questions has got me into many doors that were closed, many opportunities that were non-existent before I asked, okay? When others are dreaming about it, there are other people going out there asking questions, making themselves known to get what they want in life. My goal is always just everything I do is surrounded or encompasses the desire to how can I use this to, one, increase my influence by helping others? My influence is increased when I invest my time, energy, resources into you, my experience, my knowledge, my my wisdom gained from years of experience and mistakes and successes. So those are the things that I choose to do now. And rather than do nothing at all, I make a move. Okay. Um, that's another thing. If you, you know, financially, if you don't pay your bills on time, you say, well, I'm just not going to do anything about it. It will catch up with you. Okay. If you owe somebody money and you say, I'm not going to do anything. If your car is spitting, sputtering, and smoking, and you say, I'm just not going to do anything, you're going to pay for that. In fact, the price is going to be increased. The longer you decide to do nothing is the more you're going to have to do something. Okay. Why not nip it in the bud, as the great philosopher Barney Fife would say. Number six, we're halfway there, my friends. Stick with me. If you can't stick with me, come back and check it out and take notes. Number six, your need to be right. How many of us have gone to, I've got to argue this point because I have to be right. I've got to make sure that they understand my point of view. I've got to make sure not only they understand my point of view, but I can sway them to my point of view. Okay? Now, last I looked, not all of us are in the world of politics. Not all of us. And those that are in the political world always have to be right. Always have to be right. And the other people are not just wrong, they're dead wrong. Okay? You don't need to be right all the time. What matters most? I love what John Maxwell told a story once of him and his wife, Margaret. And I forget the discussion, but John kept trying to push the issue to, I guess, in lack of better terms, educate Margaret into his point of view. And then finally she says, would you rather be right or would you rather be in a relationship? I put the brakes on quick. Sometimes the desire to be right can ruin a relationship. And not just that, it also decreases your positive influence. If you need to be right all the time, well, chances are not a lot of people are going to start believing you. Mr. Right, Mr. Know-it-all, Miss Know-it-all, Miss I got all the answers. You don't have all the answers. You need to get more information and understand that the information you have may be true or not true. It's based upon the information that you've received. And usually it's aligned with your values, with your perspectives, with your beliefs about things. And here's the thing, and my friend David and I were talking about this the other day. We are a more and more society that are falling victim to conformity biases, conformity bias. And, or is it conformity bias? I can't think of the name of it. Confirmation, not conformity. Confirmation bias. We believe what we believe, and when we speak it out, when we seek it out, we find that others do too. So therefore, it gives validation to what we believed already and we think is truth. You got to do better research, because here's what I know. Algorithms on social media, they have a purpose, okay? They bring in more of what you're already looking for. It's called the law of attraction. So if you believe something and you speak it or seek it, it's going to come to you even more to compound what you already believe. And then you think it's truth. That's why we have so much incredible division, because people are basically just buying into the belief system of other people who confirm and validate their own belief, and they say it must be true. So you don't always have to be right. In fact, I've seen where it's really caused a great divide in our nation because everybody thinks they're right without stopping to listen to the perspectives of other people. Here's what I know. We all believe certain things based upon our life experiences, our education, our environment, who we surround ourselves with, what we surround ourselves with, our values. I think I said values. Okay? So understand, everybody else has the same things too. And they may be getting different information. That's why we have so much confusion in the world, because everybody's trying to believe that they're right, instead of stop listening to the confirmation bias resources that feed into that, and start listening to other people's perspectives and belief systems and values. Learn from others and understand we're all different. Some of us may believe 90% of what others believe, but that 10% is what's causing the great divide. A small percentage. Aim for success, but never give up your right to be wrong. Okay? That's your right. It's your right to be wrong. Because when you do, you will also lose your ability to learn new things and move forward with your life if you refuse to give up your need to be right. Number seven. All right. Running from problems that should be fixed. You got to give that up. That goes back to the procrastination. That goes back to making a decision. Stop running away from the problems that should be fixed. And I would say they should be fixed by you first of all. Now, it may require you to actually get someone else to help you fix that problem. Let's talk about plumbing. I can YouTube videos on how to, fix a plumbing issue, minor plumbing issue. I can go in there and do much of the plumbing myself without doing that. For a major plumbing issue, I better go and find somebody that knows how to do that, right? But I'm taking care of the problem immediately. I'm jumping on that immediately. I'm saying, I'm not going to run from this, because what I say, it's going to get worse. So we got to make a decision and immediately say, I got to fix this now, or it's going to get worse. I can promise you. And know this, you may have one problem right now, but if you avoid that problem, another problem shows up and another problem. Now you've got compounded problems, and then you're driving yourself nuts. Okay? Got a problem? Jump on it. Take care of business in a flash. Stop running. Face these issues. Fix the problems. Communicate, appreciate, forgive, and love the people in your life who deserve that love. Deserve your love. Let's see. Number 8. Making excuses rather than decisions. I believe there are reasons why things sometimes fail, but if we make excuses for those, then we've given up the right to fix the problem by identifying the reasons. You see, reasons, if I'm late to work, I can say, I had a flat tire. The tire was bald. I knew it was going to go flat someday. I had a flat tire. Okay. Now, that may have happened, and it may be a reason you're late, but it's a poor excuse because you already knew and predicted that situation could happen. You didn't take care of the problem. You ran away from the problem. All the other ones that come right into this point. So making excuses when you already knew that something like this could happen, okay, that won't fly. If you knew that the potential for this was to occur and you did nothing to prevent it, it's an excuse. And excuses, just like procrastination, will kill your influence and success. So making excuses rather than decisions. Most long-term failures are the outcome of people who make excuses instead of making decisions. Okay? Always make a decision. Number 9, overlooking the positive points in your life. How many of us look at the negatives more than the positives? We do that. It's by nature, I think, because the first thing we think of is the negative things in our life. Monday morning, oh my gosh, I've got to get up. I got to go to work. Oh my gosh. My job, my day job right now, I walk around in this stuff in the heat. Now I've got a vehicle I ride in most time, but there's no air conditioning. So it's usually about 10 to 20 degrees hotter inside of a metal truck than it is on the outside of it. I can dread that. I can look at the negatives, or I can also turn around and say the positives are, 1, I've got a great job. 2, I got great benefits. 3, I'm serving people on a day-to-day basis, providing the needs that they have. Number 4, I'm providing for my family. Number 5, I'm providing with the help of my wife, of course. It's not me by myself. It's not a solo thing we're doing here. But we got this house. We bought this house. We got cars. We've got appliances. I've got music equipment. We got all this stuff. We got a big, beautiful family. There are so many positives in our life that we can say, you know what? I don't feel quite so bad getting up on Monday morning now and getting that, going to work. So we overlook the positive points of our life. What you see often depends entirely on what you're looking for. It is so true. We see what we are seeking. If you think it's going to be a bad day, guess what? It's going to be a bad day. And you're going to say, see, I told you it's going to be a bad day. Well, you kind of self-prophesied that. You self-fulfilled that. I've always said that, the day, the day doesn't determine your attitude. Your attitude is what determines your day. What you start off with, you can end up with if you maintain that attitude and perspective. Okay? You'll have a hard time ever being happy if you aren't thankful for the good things in your life right now. Appreciation is one of the things. Gratitude, one of the greatest things to have a fulfilling life is live a life of gratitude. Okay, be grateful. Number 10, finally, number 10, not appreciating the present moment. These are the things we need to give up. The 10 things we need to give up. Number 10 is not appreciating this very moment we live in now. They say, Jay, you don't know my situation. Jay, you don't know what I'm going through right now. Jay, I've got stress. I've got family with the coronavirus. I've got families that is broke. I've got a car that's broken down. I've got a house got a roof leak. I've got these. We don't have a roof leak. We got these things in our life, and we can look at the present moment and say, woe is me. But I want to say, instead of saying, woe is me, I should say, whoa, I need to stop. I need to stop, and I need to look at the things in my life right now that I can be grateful for. I already mentioned a few of them. I've got a great job. I've got a great family. I got a big family. I've got children. I got bonus babies. I got bonus grandbabies, and my grandbabies. We have our grandbabies, basically what they're. We've got a home. I've got an amazing wife. I mean, I truly believe that there are wings hidden, tucked in somewhere back there, because this lady's an absolute angel, and I feel all the time, I feel so undeserving of this amazing woman in my life, my amazing wife, and wifer for lifer, I like to say. I have so many things to be so grateful for. So why do I want to waste my mental energy and my spirit on something that I'm not thankful for? When I can look at the thing and say, wait a minute, if I didn't have this in my life, then I wouldn't be able to appreciate the blessings of my life. I always like to say, folks, I said, on rainy days, man, oh, it's raining, it's so gray and gloomy out here. Yeah, but guess what? You've got to have some of the rain and gloom in order to truly appreciate the finer things of life, like the sun, the blue skies. When it does show up, we appreciate it far more. If we had it all the time, we're like, oh, it's just always so hot, so bright. We'll find things to complain about. And then as soon as it rains, oh, it's raining. And as soon as it gets cold, oh, it's too cold. I sounded like Jerry Seinfeld there for a minute. Oh, it's always too cold. And I can't do it now. We have these things. We got trees, beautiful flowers. We got animals. We got rabbits that come in our backyard. We're watching them grow from tiny to big. Now, we got one called Speckles. We call it Speckles. Katrina's already given these rabbits names, right? So they won't be on the dinner table because they have names. No, I'm kidding. So not appreciating the present moment. Are you appreciating this moment of time in life that you're experiencing? Too often, we try to accomplish something big without realizing that the greatest part of life is made up of little things. I've got a big family. I love my huge family. But I really appreciate the time I can spend one-on-one with each one of them. One-on-one with each grandchild. One-on-one with each child and bonus child. One-on-one with our son-in-laws and now daughter-in-law. One-on-one time. See, the little time I can spend with them means so much. So much. The little time I can spend with my wife, if we do nothing but just sit down, have dinner, and watch a movie, that's time. That's quality time. That's a little thing. She's learning the mandolin, right? So when I pick up my guitar and I kind of guide through with her as well and play, she appreciates it. That's a little thing. Making her a sandwich for lunch, in the mornings, getting up, getting her coffee, getting the sandwich made, getting her lunch made, making sure the car is filled up with gas for her and the tires aired up and all that. And those little things mean a lot. So don't overlook the little things. Don't overlook the present moments and the things that you can do, the smallest of things. I used to always say, if every single one of us did one single thing for one person, we've done a great deal for that person. We've done a great thing. We have neighbors here. When we first moved into our home, and I always love to share this story. We first moved in our home. Well, we hadn't had to mow a yard in forever because we lived in a townhouse and we had somebody else that was always mowing the yard. So I didn't have a mower, and so we had to go purchase some more because now we've got grass. We've got grass. We got to cut that stuff, and it seems like it's too frequent. But I don't mind it because I like to be very detailed on the trimming and stuff. But so we bought an electric mower. Right now, I'm not one of these guys, a tree hugging kind of guy or whatever, but I do believe that I don't want it to smell of gasoline in my garage. And if something happens, it goes up, boom, that's it. So I thought, well, let's try the electric mower out. So we got an electric mower, we got the battery pack and all, and I'm mowing the front yard. Well, our first mow with our first brand new lawnmower, the battery apparently wasn't either fully charged or emptied out real quick. And so we said, okay, well, let's put on charge and we'll go get something to drink. Now I have more battery, so when one does, I just swap it out real quick. So we left. I had half of the yard mowed in the front, and our neighbor was mowing his yard at that time too. It had a nice little rider mower. Not pushing it. And when we got back, the front yard was completely mowed. Now I'd already mowed half of it, and I was coming back to mow the rest of it once the battery charged up. We left and went down to get a drink and come back and it was mowed. My neighbor took it upon himself for that one little bit of kindness to come finish up the yard. I was just so amazed. I was so, what's the word? Joyous, I guess, maybe. So I went over next door and I definitely thanked them and appreciated it. And he introduced me to his family, big, beautiful family. And they are from Ecuador, so that's really cool too. So I can get to learn a little bit about them. But that was a small thing. That one small thing he did for me took him probably 3, maybe 4 swipes across with his rider. He was done. I didn't have a whole lot left to do after that. And so that meant a lot. So understand that one small thing you can do for somebody else is going to be a big deal. It's going to mean a lot to them. And we need more of that. Wouldn't you say we need more of that in our world, that we're all willing to give of ourselves? So real quick recap. I'm just going to hit the highlights. Real quick recap. The 10 things that we must do in order that we may move forward with our lives. Number 1, letting the opinions of others control your life. Stop doing it. The shame of past failures. Stop doing it. Stop the shame. Number 3, being indecisive about what it is you truly want. Stop being indecisive. Make a decision. Go for it. Number 4, procrastinating on the goals that matter to you. Prioritize. If you need help prioritizing your goals, first of all, if you need help setting up goals, let me know. I can do that. I can help you. It's kind of what we do with the Golf Impact Consulting. And start making a decision. Set your goals, set your priorities, identify the priorities, identify who needs to do that, and the things that you need to do, jump on it. So stop procrastinating. Number 5, choosing to do nothing. Stop choosing to do nothing. Choose to do something, even if it's the wrong thing, the wrong step towards your goal. You'll learn from that, and you learn that, okay, that didn't work. This is what I need to do next. Okay. Number 6, give up the need to be right. And listen, if you want to build a relationship, build your influence, stop trying to be right, because nobody has all the information in the world to be right. Okay. I'm not right all the time. My wife is not right all the time. My boss, my leadership is not right all the time. Everybody needs to give up the sense of the right to be right. That is their right to be right. No, it's not your right to be right. Okay. Get that up. Listen to the perspective of. Number 7, running from problems that should be fixed. Okay, the longer you wait, the bigger the problem's going to get, and your more problems always show up. So if you got a situation you need to take care of today, take care of that problem today. Do that. Do what you got to do. Even if it's to research and set up an appointment, do that today, Because what's going to happen, other problems show up. That's the way problems are. Murphy's always around the corner. Problems are going to show up, and it's going to compound. You're going to get overwhelmed. So if you have a problem, solve it. Like Vanilla Ice would say, yo, you got a problem? Yo, you solve it. Okay? All right. Number 8, making excuses rather than making decisions. Okay? No more excuses. Make a decision and own your stuff. Okay? Don't make an excuse for why you made a bad choice. Own your choosing. Number 9, overlooking the positive points in your life. Whether it's something positive in everybody's life. As a matter of fact, the truth is, we are negatively inclined, yet the world is far more positive than it is negative. We are negatively inclined. Our minds, our being, our perspectives. We see the negatives. Sometimes we create the negatives. We all want the world to be a better place. Well, it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with us. Okay? So see things from a positive perspective. And then finally, not appreciate. Number 10, the things to give up. Not appreciating this present moment we are in. Because this is the moment that we are given. This is it. The next moment I shut this off, I could fall on the floor, have a heart attack. I could trip down the stairs. I could step outside and a branch from this horrible pine tree I've got dripping sap on my cars. A branch could fall off. I don't know. Any single moment. So I am grateful for this moment that God's given me, that I could be online with you right now to hopefully inspire you and influence you and impact you in such a way where you want to make a difference in your life so you can make a difference in the world abroad. Okay? So that's what I got for you, my friends. Thank you for being with me today on this J Talk morning show. May change the name of it. I don't know, but I like the name J Talk morning show. And I will probably see you next week again on my next scheduled day off, which will be Friday. So next Friday morning, may get up with you. I may even have the wife in with me that day because she'll be home too. So we might do a tag team. We might do a double J Talk in the morning show. It'll be J and K, Jay and Katrina. So, but thank you. Leave your comments down below. If this served you in any way, let me know. And then share this with others, because if it serves you, chances are it's going to serve somebody else who needs to hear these 10 points by Stephen Covey. And always be on a personal growth journey. Always have a growth plan. What is your next? What's your next? And we can talk about that later as well. All right, my friends, that's what I got for you today. God bless each and every single one of you. Get out there, make this a great day. Remember what I said earlier. It's not the day that determines your attitude, but it's your attitude that determines your day. And I'll tell you something else. It also helps to determine and influence and impact the lives of other people around you to help them have a greater day. All right, my friends, God bless you. I'll see you next time. Always feel free to reach out. Bye-bye.